What's up, folks? We're back with FSL presenting the Dota 2 Open 2 alongside our partners and sponsors Intel and Yahoo. We're getting ready for the fourth best of one of this wonderful Saturday between Foxy Gaming and Lugiami. My name is Husky, and of course, joined by my trusty partner Otomo.
Yeah, this is the Dota 2 FSL Open 2. It's an all-women tournament. It's a double elimination best of one tournament. So if you're out the lower bracket, you only have best of one to come back into this game until the finals, which is a best of three. So I was glad to see this initiative coming out. I'm glad that we're seeing a lot of these, female pro teams, or just female pro teams being able to compete on this stage.
Yeah, and again, trip down memory lanes. The last time we saw this kind of a stage with our own eyes, it was 3 years ago. So we've witnessed 3 best of one so far. Any takeaways up to this point?
It definitely feels like teams that are going very heavy into backline drafts are kind of suffering. Every time we see a team go, oh, we're going to have Amar's and that's it, and 4 range people, or Sand King and 4 range people, that's not enough for them. So the teams that are having more balanced drafts are definitely showing they're more experienced in drafting, and they're just playing better overall because they have so much more resources to work with. So I do think that if we see another draft where it's like, oh, it's Crystal Maiden, Lion, Mid-Wind Ranger, and Carry, Jargon, we're like, all right, I think I know where this is going. I've seen this script before.
Yeah, and of course, with that being said, the upcoming match is actually the upper bracket semi-final. So this is going to be an interesting one, especially when it's a best of one. And after this, we have the upper bracket final. So we're getting closer and closer towards the pinnacle of what these teams can do. And let's jump into the draft and see what we is in store. Again, remaining. Foxy Gaming taking on Lugiami. We have Medusa and Mars banned out by the Radiant. They pick up the Sand King, and Foxy Gaming is going to ban out both the Puck and the Viper.
A little bit of history, by the way, is that Foxy Gaming was able to beat Stepsis, which was in our previous match, while as Lugiami was able to beat down Maresca, who was in our first game still. So we are seeing a little bit of not familiar faces, but we're like, we can get sort of a rough estimate of how well these teams play. But Foxy Gaming started off with their support picks. I assume is going to be the 5 Abaddon and the 4 Rubik. It could be a curveball, give us a 3 Abaddon, but I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be the support, and there's here's our supports, make up with what you will. Whereas Lugiani is starting off with that Sand King, which I like a little bit more. It's a very flexible hero, but against Rubik, Burrow Strike is such a nice spell to steal.
Yeah, and I think that's why Foxy Gaming were confident enough to just go for the Rubik. And with this new pick sequence as well, there's lesser counter pick chances for the Radiant side in general. So Foxy Gaming, we can show the Rubik, and in the second phase, we still get to do that counter pick after your 2 consecutive hero choices. Snapfire will be what Lugiami is going to go for. We've seen this exact same draft in the previous series where Stepsis brought out both Sand King and Snapfire. So it's kind of an effective one if you get your spells off, but getting to that point, it's going to be what Lugiami has to show us.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. There's both tanky, there's a good amount of stuns and control as well, so it's decent. I like what they have. I just feel like Rubik's got so many good spells to steal right now. Anything from Snapfire is pretty good, but her ultimate is very easy to steal. She just stands there for 6 seconds. You can easily get Mortimer's Kisses, and so much more effective on Rubik. Sand King's Burst Strike, we talked about, is also really good, so I'm liking it. Whereas an Abaddon can remove sort of all the spells coming out from Lugiami, so it's very early to tell which of these drafts I prefer, but very nice opening for both.
Yeah, and we are seeing the course getting banned out. Axe, probably relegated from that position 1 back to post 3 with the new shard changes. Luna banned out as well. Foxy Gaming, they take out the Void and the Troll. Void for very obvious reasons. You don't want the whole Chrono Dome into one of his kisses. Though Chrono did receive some decent attention from Ice Rock. The cooldown does go down as you scale with levels.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about the overall talent changes? There's a lot to unpack about Faceless Void as a hero.
You see, you caught me with my pants down a little bit here, and I have to actually look at it. The cooldown for Pro 2 was too long. I was like 160, and it goes down to 140. It's good, because I remember when we could get the Aghanim Scepter and reduce it to 60 seconds, I was like, that is insane. Chrono on 6 seconds was too much. The time dilation talent is very interesting. 6 extra damage really adds up.
Dire team
Although the other one is the extra damage, like backtrack damage removed.
Radiant team
What I
pick.
think Ice Rock is doing is for a lot of the heroes, he's removing generic talents and adding hero specific ones. 9 strength, no, it's gone. You have better backtrack, you know. Cast range gone completely, and you have talents that replace them. So as far as complete talents, I think I'm gonna have to wait until see what the
10
pros
seconds
go.
remaining.
But I think you can go either the time walk talents as a core, or you can get that time
5
dilation,
seconds
place them as a
remaining.
position 5 support. Honestly,
I was kind of thinking the same, right? Maybe Ice Rock is just trying to give these heroes a bit, even more personality. But
Yeah.
I mean, Faceless Void itself is pretty insane. You know, removing health talent, stats talent, things that Faceless Void really loves. I mean, he
10
does
seconds
still build into
remaining.
items like Scardy and SNY, but it would be nice to have some
Yeah.
extra, right? But they're bringing back
5 seconds
the
remaining.
minus 2 second time
Dire
walk
team
cooldown,
pick.
but then at the same time they give you you either choose no, they're removing the time walk cooldown because they have it early on.
Radiant team
What
death.
interests me the most is that they're removing the flat attack speed that you get, and they're tripling it and be like, yeah, you will get this in the Chronosphere. So now the Chronosphere just feels so much more valuable.
I
Voice
believe
Spirit,
at one
Tusk-
point.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I believe at one point that was actually part of the Chronosphere, was that you
10
actually had
seconds
either
remaining.
like
Dire
extra
team
attack speed, then it was changed to like double
Radiant
time lock
team
damage.
back.
So Ice Frog, I love how he sometimes adds something to a hero. You're like, oh, this is cool. And you're like, wait, he added this like 10 years ago. You know, it's like he just puts things in that he recycles them at a later point.
It's like the Dr. X, you know? Like look at Venge. Look at Vengeful Spirit. Look at what he's done to Venge. It's just like
10
recycling
seconds
everything.
remaining.
Like Ricky kind of got the same treatment. So we'll see the
5
Spirit Brothers
seconds
once more. Voice Spirit in against Ember Spirit. Tusker for Lugiami. Foxy Gaming will get the Gyrocopter for themselves.
Yeah, pretty interesting draft coming out from both so far. No real sustained. I mean, I was gonna say no real sustained, but I was like, wait, Abaddon's there. I'm having a tough time thinking. Usually by this point of the draft, I would feel pretty confident about one team being like, all right, this team looks just better. But for both teams, though, both teams have really good drafts, honestly. Like Abaddon can keep Gyrocopter alive, and if you get close to Gyrocopter, like he doesn't mind. Like, yeah, sure, Tusk snowballs and Void Spirit, he doesn't care. He can just turn on his Rocket Barrage, turn on his Flat Can, he'll be fine. Ember Spirit's pretty elusive. Good luck catching him with Snowball or Cookie. So it's like it has to be the Sand King of Void Spirit. Rubik's the question mark for me, to be honest, because Rubik is such a hit or miss hero. And just for that, I think Lugiami has a better draft. They still need a carry, though, to bring it all together.
Yeah, and all the carries are getting banned out. You know, TB, Lifestealer, they both have to go. Lugiami focusing on focusing on the offlane for sure. Bristleback and Doom banned out.
I think Spectre would be a pretty good option for them. Just someone who can jump into any fight. Either that, or you consider going for some sort of range hero like a Drow who just stays behind and hits people. Because Foxy Gaming, they don't really have a hard commitment frontline hero. They're gonna have to pick one right now, but they don't have someone. It's gonna be Ursa. There you go, an incredibly good fighting hero and so tanky on Lugiami's side. Look at these boys. I love it.
I mean, a lot of and it also kind of discourages a lot of picks that you want in the offlane, right? Your TIE Hunter, your Centaur, like Ursa just runs you down. Even the Dragon Knight. I mean, I don't see Dragon Knight getting picked anyways, but you know, your traditional offlaners, they're not gonna cut it. Well, they're not gonna have a good time.
They have 2 minutes to think about it. I do think that Timbersaw might be a good option for them. It's kind of a lot of what they really need, to be honest. Firstly, he's up against 4 strength heroes, so Whirling Death is amazing.
3 strength heroes.
Is it Snapfire also strength? Oh wait, is it Ursa's not strength? You're right. He's agility, right?
Yeah, Voice Spirit is intelligence.
Yeah. Oh no, I was thinking of Tusk, Snap, and Sand King. I was like, oh, these are the 3 that I was, and I was like, oh, Ursa as well. But they go with a Pangolier, good, an elusive hero, should be able to run out of the snowballs, should be able to dodge so many things from the Ursa as well. I like it. I was kind of hoping for something a bit meatier, you know.
Well, we know Pangolier also receive minor changes, right? Your Lucky Strike no longer slows you. It disarms, no longer slow, but it doesn't slow. They moved the slow over to the shield crash, and it kind of gave me the idea that perhaps the Pango can be back in post forward just because you can slow people with that shield crash. But as an off lane. What do you feel about that?
I think you have so much more control of yourself now because you can take 1 point shield crash and you know it's gonna slow. Before you used to do like a swashbuckle and you roll the dice. Am I gonna slow him? Am I gonna disarm him? Am I gonna like what am I gonna do? I have no idea. So I do like that they made Pangolier less of an RNG based hero. So I think this is an actually good change for him.
Yeah, and then Shield Crash kind of receive a general buff, right? That it gives him a
Yeah.
guaranteed slow, damage reduction increases, duration rescale, but it's fine at max level. Like 5 seconds at level 1 is a lot, and even have the cooldown reduction, so you have the like 11-second downtime at level 1. The insane part is when you max out your Shield Crash, there is virtually zero downtime for the damage reduction.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like extra second to get it all the way back up again. So and Lucky Shot, yes, it doesn't slow anymore, but actually it reduces armor by 1 more per level. So it's as if you're getting an extra level of Lucky Shot at all times. So overall, I mean, I think Pango looks a lot better. You have a lot more control of your spells. So I mean, we'll find out this game. I don't think that Pango will necessarily do amazing this game. I'm see him.
Yeah, I think for Pangolier, you always have the element of just disrupting a fight, right? Your enemies can't just comfortably stand there and try to hit you when you're rolling towards them. And maybe that's kind of the control that Foxy needs. If Lugiami tries to go to the back line, especially with the Ursa, with the Sand King, the Pango can always Rolling Thunder and disrupt the flow of the fight, which I think is really decent for Foxy, considering that they are also Ursa. The disarm can definitely come in handy. Although you need to rely on the shield crash to slow down your targets instead of the lucky shot. That's one thing that they have to be aware of.
I think overall, though, both drafts come out pretty even. Like I know I like Lugiami's draft quite a bit more, but you can tell that both of these teams. I feel like this is going to be our longest game. Like the teams here are pretty evenly matched based on just draft alone. But
hopefully so.
Way, all right. I mean, it feels like the last 3 games are nice, but it felt like at the end of the lane stage we're like, all right, we know who's going to win, basically.
Yeah. This might be the one that goes the distance. We see a smoke from Fox Gaming. So probably you'll try to go for the wraparound. They're not all together. Let's see what the plan is.
They are like sort of marking the place they want to go. I think they just want to go there, plant an early ward, and see what they can do. And there's this counter smoke coming from Lugiami. Who's gonna be? Who has the stronger level 1? Oh dear, they kind of ships the night.
Cat Chaser all alone gets stunned, but it's pretty chaotic as they're trying to go after Pangolier. They have to miss out to stop Ursa down, but the tag team, making it hard. He just swashbuckles to safety. She's gonna get out, but Ningen now is gonna be jumped on by the Earth Shock. I don't know if you want to continue chasing this, but it seems like we're gonna get a 5-man fight. The Fate Ball's gonna take away some of that damage, so Lugiami kind of hesitating. Should we not? Maybe we should. With Bottle Strike in on the Honey Lisa, she just pops the shoe. She's gonna tank out some damage. They're gonna let her taste a little shredder with the tag team, and she's gonna go down. First blood for LV.
Now to finish how it began.
I forgot about this combo completely, but Little Shredder and tag team is incredible. It's an extra bonus 150 damage to Little Shredder, along with the slow. And Lugiami, they were a bit hesitant because they're like, do we go in, but then they realized, oh yeah, Pango's gone. He's not coming back at all. So it was just well done by them, and they are able. Yeah, the Mountaineers are the same 2 for 2, but they do score first blood for themselves.
And that's kind of the start that you're looking for. Of course, LV was the one who got first blood, so this Void Spirit, already got a head start before the game, actually begun. And
holding on to Little Shredder with the Snapfire. I guess with the damage being reduced by Fate Bottom. There you go.
Oh boy, here he comes. It's gonna be the Ursa and the Tusk. Sleepless. Yeah, it's gonna be put to sleep. White ass will claim that.
And not only did they get that kill, but they actually they made sure the Ursa got it. You can see the Snapfire and the Tusk. They're like, we can take it. They were right there, ready to take it, but they're like, nah, we'll let the Ursa do it. So showing a lot of the understanding from Lugiami's side so far.
Yeah,
And,
and just like
he
that,
might be-
just
might
like
be
that,
in trouble,
you kind of secured like 2 lanes for yourself, and this might be the third.
though. Oh dear. Oh
How did he
no,
start the shoe?
Sanji!
No, Sanji, why?
That's when you know, if this was my
That's when you-
if it was one of my allies, you know, I see their items start being broken, smokes being bought, boots just running down mid. You know, that's what happens.
It all starts with a mass ping. That's when you know things are
All right,
gonna go horribly
and
wrong.
a tip, just a tip,
Yeah.
both from your allies and your enemies, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go once more. Sanji, if there's anything you learn, don't break the shoe.
I mean that situation, it's kind of okay, you know. It's alright. At least you harass them back, but no Kiyomi is kind of having or no Kimi. Hopefully I'm pronouncing
Kimi.
her name right. Yeah, is having a bit of a tough lane so far. Only 2 CS compared to the Gyro's 11.
Yeah, I mean melee heroes into Abaddon is just a fuse bad. They have the Aphotic Shield once more, and because of Avernus, oh my goodness, this no Kimi just can't do much. The Sand King, what 2 last hits compared to a Gyrocopter's 12 and 8. We're kind of seeing the same thing, like just like last game, but a worse start for the Sand King.
It's okay because again, Sand King can jungle if there are stacks, and on his team he's actually the only person who can really take stacks, unless you go Battle Fury Ursa, which has fallen off a little bit. So I think no, even if you are Sand King, you're like, it's alright, my team will help me come back. I'm not too worried. But the thing is, it's not just Sand King you're suffering. Ursa's also only got 10 CS to the 14 from the Pango, so you got multiple people who are suffering right now, or at least should be doing a little bit better. Oh dear.
Oh, Searing Chain, the Flame Guard burn, the Simulate's gonna bring LV to safety, but Sleight of Fist is there, Ningen just solo kills LV.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And just like that, it is 1k advantage for Foxy Gaming after 2 kills coming out from Lugia, giving them the first blood, as well as the safety in the bomb lane. But it's very surprising. Then again, you look at it, it's Pango with Disarm and Rubik with Fade Bolt, so Ursa will have a lot of damage reduced for making it a lot harder to last hit.
Yeah, it's kind of pick your poison, right? Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want damage reduction, or do you want this with the Earth Shock? And beat her to death. Cat Chaser is also there, but Sleepless gonna get away. Has a telekinesis to keep herself safe.
Still though, if you're I think either team will probably be kind of comfortable. I mean, they'll be okay with what's going on here. You're not really going to be able to get a lot of kills in the bottom lane. It's simply too hard for the Ursa to catch the Pango. Maybe the Rubik at some point. I think Rubik will be your best bet. You get an Urshock to a Cookie, and you can kill the Rubik. But even then, he's got Lift and Disarm, so it's a bit tough.
Yeah. And with that solo kill in the middle lane, seems like Ember Spirit is gonna pull ahead just a bit.
Smart
We
move, by the way,
have-
coming out from. Yeah, smart move coming out from Sanji. He actually goes and makes sure to bring all the creeps back. They're like, we can't lane traditional laning. There's no way we can just walk up to them with both our creep waves, so we're just gonna bring the creep back. If you're suffering, this is the best thing to do. So, good move by Lugiami.
I mean, Sand King
Still
is
behind,
level
of
2.
course. Right, I'm like, they're still very
Sanji
behind.
higher level than the Sand King. Man. Can't really blame them though. Like this Sand King is having a really, really tough time.
It's alright. They're
At
doing what they can to mitigate some of the impact. They are like pulling the creep wave back to, even if it's just a range creep, it's still fine.
Yeah, I mean this Tusk has a lot of work to do.
But look at the last hits, top 3, all on Foxy Gaming. I am more than a little surprised. I didn't think they'd suffer this much after they did so well in the early game. Void Spread,
Yeah.
he rotates and gets it.
They might. I don't think they'll get a kill, but okay, maybe they might. Good ice shot. Not enough damage. Yeah, Hun Lisa is fine. In fact, for Nana is just gonna walk on forward, gets a flat cannon and start shooting at everyone.
If they had actually both committed, I think they could have killed the Abaddon, because you would have had the tag team along with the stun for Sanking. There were a bunch of creeps hitting the Abaddon as well at the same time, so that been a little bit unfortunate. You know, there's a bit of miscommunication coming out there. Still 6 minutes in, it is an advantage for Foxy Gaming, and I think it's going to keep growing because I'm seeing the Gyrocopter quadruple the CS on the Sand King, and I don't think they're stacking that much either for him. So for her, sorry. So no Kimi might be suffering a little bit this game. I say a little bit, a lot.
Yeah, I think Sanji is gonna start getting those stacks going. There's a lot of responsibilities on the shoulder, right? She has to pull the camp, pull the wave, stack the camp, and it's a lot for one support to go to do. But yeah, a bit of a miscoordination. We see the cookie go wide. Catches it. Oh no, actually not able to pull the wave. Oh, I thought the wave's gonna go to her.
That's what we call a defensive cookie. You know, it's like I don't want to send you forward when you go back. And no Kimi could start a walk away. There you go. But actually, it has the boost. But at least I think the shield will pop, and that might be enough if he is in range. Oh, shield's gonna pop any second now.
Oh man,
Dire's middle tower
getting solo ran down by Abaddon.
Whoops.
That's a fuse bad. That's the second death, I believe, for the Sand King. 13 and 0.
It's extra feels bad because it's like the position 5 support is the Abaddon. He's like the healer. He's getting killed. And you're like, this is really not. How is the healer killing me? But oh, we might see Ursa in trouble as well.
Rolling Thunder. There's a snowball. Rolling Thunder's gonna run out. There's the enrage. 4YS. They have the tag team. Good swashbuckle to get chased away. Shard's gonna block him, but not for long. Still gets out. And Ember Spirit TP's back to safety.
Ooh, Ember Spirit is back here with most of his mana regenerated, but needs to be careful. That stun does land, but he does have a remnant available. Not in time.
No mana.
He actually died.
Oh my goodness, comes back, but there's no mana. Oh boy.
That's kind of a big misplay. Remember, Ember Spirit was winning the mid lane. He was doing super well for himself, and that was a kill that he did not need to give to the enemy. Meanwhile, Sand King, I think he's actually stacking for himself. By the way, at this point, no Kimi is like, nah, I'll do it myself. And I think at that point you have to say, no Kimi, you're on your own, because we need Tusk to do other stuff. Tusk has got to be moving around and getting kills, and you can see how well it worked in the bottom lane for her. Sorry.
It's like the Joker line for sure. You know, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself.
Basically, like it has to be the Sand King who does it for herself. Ursa is gonna go for that diffusal though, so she doesn't want to fight early on. And I look at Lugia. One thing I will say is that their ability to scale into late game is kind of lackluster. It's not incredible. Like and you are going for the fighting Ursa, which means that if they don't win the early game very hard, which they aren't right now, they're gonna have a very tough time later on because Gyrocopter just shreds for the rest of everyone.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, I think especially when you have very elusive heroes that for Lugiami they don't really have a method to kind of reliably catch this Ember Spirit, except for that one time where he misplayed, right? You have to really chain everything together and blow him up. Gyrocopter is gonna outskill everyone eventually. The Foxy Gaming, they have a decent early game, but you have to start worrying when it comes to the later part. They're gonna get on top of Hanelisa, they have enough of her, but they just don't have the damage. TP is gonna come in from Ningen, and she is here to do business. Good steering change to catch both. Flame God is gonna roast the Sand King. A couple of damage to do it. The TP, oh, just in time. Sanji gets out. But YS goes down in the bottom lane. I wonder what happened there. It's a rotation from the Void Spirits. But still, it's not able to keep the Ursa alive.
Yeah, the TP must have been just a little bit too late. I mean, we didn't see it, obviously. We're looking at the top lane. Tusk mixed up, but again, Foxy Gaming just extending that lead. And then if we look at the net worth, Gyrocopter has just been free farming the entire game. So Gyrocopter, I mean, how do you actually catch up to the Gyrocopter if you're an Ursa with Diffusal? You just don't. You have to try to snowball this game.
The rune of regeneration.
By the way, check out Sand King's farm. I mean, I don't want to keep harping on no Kimi, but that's just such a rough situation to be in. Well, either way, it'll be fine. I mean, Foxy Gaming, 4K ahead, but their team fight on Lugia is really strong, especially thanks to the Sand King. On the other side, you have the Gyrocopter call down as well as the Pango roll. These are pretty good, but I think that Lugiami has a little bit more. Nice disarm coming out here just to control, just to get a little bit of damage coming out of the Ursa. Has lifesteal, so they'll just be able to bring it all back up.
Yeah. Even as a chip vest, so extra health regen is gonna help. Man fighting the Ursa is already pretty bad. Now he has that kind of a damage reflect, but it feels like Foxy Gaming can rotate a bit more actively, just to look for some sort of avenue across the map.
I wonder, does what's it called? Chipped vest. Does it work on Swashbuckle? Because that might be like you Swashbuckle, you take 120 damage. You're like,
I don't think so.
Huh, that'll be one of those interesting things where I'm like, I really wonder. And yeah, Snapfire is having her bug. This is a bug that happens when you use the cookie on yourself. She just stays in that mid-cookie animation.
Yes.
Are there any stacks for? Are there any stacks for no Kimmy? Because it might be just better just go jungle and oh dear.
Oh boy. Oh, Granny is dead. TP a bit too late from Sanji, that's for sure. But YS, you might want to try something. The Earth Shock stolen. Not exactly the best spell, but YS is still kind of thinking about it. She feels very secure. She feels very safe with the Tusker around. And I think it's fine. I think Ursa, it's not gonna be easy to kill him off.
Plus, they don't really have control. It's just a Rubik lift. It's like, yeah, once I land, I use my ulti, I take no damage, so they'll be fine. And they are going to rush the Blink Dagger on No Kimmy. I think that's kind of the right move. You just want to try to get a good epicenter, blink, kill someone. That would be your opening. You have to come back through that way. So I kind of like what the Sand King is going for here. It's still going to be like it's not late because she's rushing it, but she's going to be like Boots Blink Dagger, and that's it.
I think that's one of the best ways to approach the game when you are kind of far behind. You generally just want to get the Blink Dagger. You just need that one item to start making a play. She almost got it, but we got a snowball into the middle lane immediately. Here comes Sleepless, goes in with the stolen Earth Shock and steals to dissimulate. This lady is a beast. Now they take out the Tusk. Sanji is down. They had the Fire Remnant follow up with LV. One of its kisses off the mark as Sleepless gonna get herself LV. And Selma will have to back off. There is YS, but they don't have any way to lock this Emperor down.
Oh damn! It's Fox Game is playing this so what they're doing is they're avoiding the Ursa. They're not really going for the Ursa kill. They're like, Ursa's still too tanky, it's too difficult. We'll focus on other people, and it's working so well for them. They shut down the Sand King, the laning stage. Now they're focusing a lot on the Void Spirit. That was a bit too much from Lugiami though. They dove a tower just to try to get a kill. It's like, yeah, it's too risky to do that when the enemy has an Abaddon and a Rubik on their side. Like those are one of the better supports to just TP and reflect everything. Still, they are going to go for this tower. It's a full HP tower. They're going to be trading their mid tower, which they already lost their bomb tower. They're going to be trading their mid as well, I think.
Yeah.
Expensive. It's an expensive trade.
Yeah, you normally don't really want to trade your mid tower for anything, but I guess in this case, mid lane is kind of a no-go zone.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a while though.
They do have a Blink Dagger on the Sand King. Like, as ahead as Foxy Gaming is, a good epicenter with a couple, the good Mortimer's Kiss, and that's it. You will win the fight. Although they kind of revealed it because Nokimi just walked up to the tower, but maybe they already knew anyway. So this is the game of make or break smoke for Lugiami. If they find someone, they have to get something big.
Gyro just got the axe. She's playing very safe, so you be sure that Foxy Gaming will not lose the Gyro anytime soon. But they are drawing. Oh, they walked past the tier 1. The smoke broke. Oh no, that was not how it was supposed to go down. But they still want to commit for it. Nah, they walk under the ward. Foxy Gaming knows about this. They're fully aware. Sanji's gonna trap herself in. Now has to use a snowball. This is a very bad fight for Lugiami, but they have no choice. The members are already there. Swashbuckle, ate the remnant, eaten by the Ursa. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, and one of the kisses from afar as YS wants to find a target, but look at this bear getting kited around, chained down, knocked up, beaten over. And they're just gonna silence him as well. He's also disarmed. YS not having a good time. Hits onto Hunter Lisa, but she has the borrowed time, and Nana just comes in and takes her out with a sight cannon. and this is just turning from bad towards a total disaster as Lugia will also most likely lose LV. Do they have any sort of crowd control? They don't. She gets out, but still 2 casualties for the Radiant team.
And Foxy Gaming played it so because they had an observer ward. That observer ward was what won them the fight. I think it got dewarded because you can see a Radiant Sentry, but that observer ward, Tusk walks up, he breaks his smoke, but he's like, I know where to go. And you can see Ember's like, I know exactly what you're going to do. They play around it so perfectly. And at this point, at Foxy Gaming's draft is just, I don't want to say unbeatable because anything can happen in Dota, but I don't really know how Foxy could lose at this stage. They have Abaddon to protect them. They have great control coming out from Ember, Pangolier. Lugia has to do something absolutely massive to come back in this game. And there's no way they can.
Okay, Blink, Pearl Strike, Rolling Thunder used again, Stolen Sandstorm. You don't really want to fight into that. The Rolling Thunder and call downs with kill off Nokimi. Selma also dies as well. That's already 2 YS pops the invasion. Very defensive manner. They're just gonna go on top of her with their Swashbuckle once more. And LV kind of chase, try and run away. Seamless on the killing spree, Ningen as well. LV, last woman alive, and she is also going to be taken out. Foxy Gaming with a full team wide, 17 minutes in, 12k goal advantage.
Oh, and they even planted their flag. Yeah, it's looking like Foxy Gaming is just going to take. I remember when we started the match and we said, this is the most even looking. The drafts are so even. This will be the long one, and I'm sitting here thinking like, will we actually get shards on anyone? Because they're so ahead. Foxy Gaming is just crazy ahead. And again, I don't see how Lugia actually makes a comeback because who do you kill? Who do you kill in this game? Maybe Rubik, maybe, or that's about the only person to focus on.
Yeah, and look at that, the amount of confidence and aggression from the side of Foxy Gaming. They are just starting to run at Lugia. And this is without Roshan, You would think that Lugia is going to try to set up for Roshan at some point of the game, but with how things are going, and Nana on a mega kill streak, this is looking very tough.
Yeah, I imagine Foxy would still want to get the Roshan because it's always just like, alright, it's security, why would I go up high ground when I could have gone up high ground with Roshan? So it makes sense if they wait a little bit for it, but at the same time they're just like taking towers and outposts, and they're just going through objective. They got all the checklists. But I like Lugia doesn't even have all their neutral items unless there's a bug and we can't see them.
Oh yeah,
Tusk is...
oh boy. I mean, Sleepless is dominating. She's having a really good Rubik game.
Yeah, it's like watching FY on Rubik, like she's just doing so well. Right? It's like, I'm just gonna steal this, I'm just gonna kick someone's butt with it.
If FY is the god, she's the goddess. Confirm.
No, FY is not like the god on Mirada, she's the goddess on the ring. Like, alright, we're just having a gender swap with the hero we're best with, I guess. Well, there is a Force Staff on the Abaddon. That means it's going to be a lot easier to get out of Epicenter, as well as the good shards coming out from Tusk. Pangolier actually has a Echo Saber. Interesting. That's kind of cool. You can really get the disarm going with that.
No, and it's also the slow as well, because it does proc those on hits when you use the Swashbuckle. So the slow is 100% gonna help. And what? And Xiaobai is dead. Can't even walk out to your own jungle.
With this Diffusal Ursa, they had to do a lot more with early engagements. But they're not over. It's not over yet. I'm just not sure how they can actually come back from this. Your best sort of send the Ember Spirit to push out lanes, and same as the other games. You send him out to push out lanes and have him come back and defend base when he needs to. By the way, Gyrocopter's skill build, very interesting. Max Planet Cannon, 1-point homing missile, all stats. He's so tanky. Look at that, 3k HP because he went for...
How are you gonna kill him, That is without the talent as well.
Like I love
That's
it. I love
without
that he
the
just
health
wins.
talent. Satanic, Daedalus next. Doesn't even need a BKB, you know. He's like, I have my Abaddon, she's my BKB.
It's always fun when the support has like, yeah, this is your job now, just keep me alive. What about my items? No items for you, all mine. Nice,
Your items
the
will
shot
come.
of the Sand King.
Your items will come when you get those assists. That's where you get your gold from.
From keeping me alive while I do all the important stuff. All right, so Sand King does have the epicenter level 2 as well as the shard, so that's a big boost to your epicenter power level.
Radiant's top tower is
Will
under
it be enough? Oh, the cookie on the creep. The creep dies. Oh, didn't even get to taste the cookie.
Died mid-air.
structure.
Poor thing.
Do you have a favorite cookie, by the way?
Okay, right off the
man.
top of my head, I like Subway cookies a lot.
Yeah, same here. But I was thinking, I was like, oh my god, you should say like Yahoo cookies are the best because they are the ones who are making this tournament
Radiant's
happen.
top tower has fallen.
That's a good one. I like it. You know, it's a very intelligent segue.
And the gyrocopter, he doesn't need any cookies. He's just standing in front there, doing all the damage. And like, what are you gonna do?
Not a big fan of
Start the
Stackback
fight.
cookies.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Sand has to do something. I mean, you're in a situation where like the Sand King is the only guy who can start a fight, and yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Epicenter immediately gets lifted up. Oh, they're gonna go in with the claw down, and all the spells in the roll at the side of Lugia. There's the enraged YS, but look at her, she is out with the cookie. But Cat Chaser is chasing after the bear. The slide of fist, not another stolen morning was kisses as there's green spit coming out from Sleepless. This forces everyone for Lugia backwards. That's a buyback from LV, but that's pretty much it with Foxy Gaming. Still holding on really strong with the bottom wave crashing in. They're gonna take the Rex.
I mean, you threw everything you had, and you lost 3 people and got nothing. Like, you know, it's sad to say, but I think at this point, Lugia should just consider tapping out because what are you gonna do? How are you gonna come back from this? There's no way.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Thankfully, this
even
is the
so,
upper bracket, so there is still, you know, there is still that one more chance. So no one wants to be there
sure.
to lift up. LV is a self-use, trying to keep herself alive to simulate, but where do you go? To the side it
Radiant's
is.
bottom barracks has fallen.
Now just gonna go to that mid lane, and again, you park the gyro in the front. Maybe if Gyro's Aegis expires, then you have a chance to burst her down. It's a lot of, you know, ifs, maybe,
Radiant's middle
possibilities, but
tower is under attack.
at that point you're holding on. These are your chances, you know. But again, Aegis is still up there, and it should expire
Radiant's
with like
middle barracks
a minute
are under
though.
attack.
That's just too long though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Gyrocopter, he just like wherever he goes, that's the helipad. That's where he, you know, touched down.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Yeah, that's like the new fountain of Foxy here. That's our fountain. We just stick next to her to keep us all alive.
Like whoever. I mean Gyrocopter. I mean the driver, the dwarf that designed this whole machine. You know, obviously has no regards for quality assurance because that cannon just goes off. Whatever happens, like you can stun her. You know, you can I don't know. You can hex her. That cannon still fires. You know, that's. Yeah, I mean. They're calling it truth. You see, they're obviously trying to make peace, but that side gunner is killing Sanji ever so, you know, slightly. Look at that. They're not even trying to kill. The side gunner. Okay, never mind. I mean, yeah. I blame the side gunner.
Sanji getting some big accusations. There you go.
There we go. That's what we like to see.
That's a piece
that's
of party
the tip.
right there.
Yeah, that's when your teammates start tipping you.
I mean, at least it's very obvious that the teams are friends with each other. So they're just like having fun.
Radiant's middle tower has
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, Lugia goes to the lower bracket. They have a chance to make the finals. But Foxy Gaming, very dominant performance. Good to see some nice camaraderie. Camaraderie shift.
We. Well, ironically, we said that this is possibly going to be the closest one, but it's actually the fastest game we had so far today. 25 minutes. And with the largest goal lead as well. It's actually crazy.
That's when this is when you go like, whoops, sorry. I mean, to be fair, like you could, Lugiami got 2 kills in the first, I don't know, minutes of the game, and then they got 1 kill in the next 25. Whoops.
Yeah,
It's just
I just realized that.
Yeah,
they only have 3 kills overall.
they crushed like every Lugiami just sorry, Foxy Game played so well. They crushed the top lane. Like Sand King had no game. Whatever Sand King had no game. And the mid lane Ember Spray, I think she got a solo kill on LV, so that was another tough one. Tough pill to swallow, and the rotations from Void Spirits weren't able to get them anything. And then bottom lane, Pangolier was unkillable. So it's just it is too hard for them to deal with. Good try by Lugiami, but Foxy Gaming was just head and shoulders above them.
Yeah, and then with that, Foxy Gaming, they are going to be the first team to advance into the upper bracket finals. The other series still ongoing, and if you guys want to know, it's Pacific Pink against Jarmy, two powerhouse teams. So we're gonna have a game of our hands later on. But Lugiami, if you are the supporter of the team, it is not over yet. They have the lower bracket semi-finals later on. It will not be broadcasted, but if you guys just show them your support. Maybe we'll see them in the lower bracket finals. Finals tomorrow. Semis, excuse me. Later on is the lower bracket quarter. I mean, at this point, I'm at a loss. But what I am sure is that the teams are just showing a lot of quality gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, just because one team, like Lugiami had a bad game doesn't mean anything. Like Foxy, we see this at TI level teams. That one team GG's out 20 minutes. So it's like, if the best teams in the world also have stomps, this can happen to any level. So it was maybe, I won't say it was a misdraft, just a couple of unfortunate situations happened, and then Foxy Gaming ran away with it. So good on them, and hopefully we'll see them all. I'm looking forward to seeing them go up against what was that team earlier? Jarmy or J Army.
Yeah.
Like those are the two powerhouse teams we've seen so far.
Yeah, it could be. It could be the case, right? Because right now, Jeremy and Pacific Pink are battling up in the upper bracket semi, so maybe they can make it through. And before we proceed into the last best of one of the day in the upper bracket finals, we're gonna take a short commercial break. And remember, this is all brought to you guys by FSL with our partners and sponsors Yahoo and Intel. We'll see you guys for the next game later on.